Hi, I'm Maya Fiennes and you're watching Moments with Maya. Today we'll be talking about business and how to scale up your business, how to make it more successful. I will be talking to Verne Harnish, who's a specialist in this, and his latest book is called Scaling Up. So let's ask him how to do that. Hi, so here I'm with Verne Harnish, as promised. Verne, what kind of name is that?
It comes from Jules Verne, and it peaked.
It does come from Jules Verne. I was going to say.
And it's spelled the same way with the extra E at the end. So, but when I went to college, they thought I was a female. They thought it was Verne. So I checked into the dorm. It was crazy. There were like skirts on the other bed, and I said, I'm going to love college.
Oh, my God.
They found me out pretty quick, and they got me over to
The only name I saw, as I remember, Verne is like Jules Verne, and the center of in the Journey to the Center of the Earth. I love those books and all the movies that we saw. Beautiful.
Yeah, they are.
But you're not related, right?
No.
Even
not
though you're
French.
best-selling book author of the book Scaling Up. Tell us more. How do you scale up business? Of course, it's not easy to say it in 2 minutes, but try.
Well, it's interesting. I'm a huge fan of this book and Netflix series called, Salt, Fat, Acid, and Heat.
Salt, fat, acid, and heat. Just 4 basic elements can make or break a dish.
And it's this amazing chef who's figured out that with just these 4 ingredients, you can cook any cuisine from around the world. So we've got the same thing. There's 4 ingredients: people, strategy, execution, and cash. And if you get those blended right, it just makes it a lot easier to manage the chaos that comes from trying to scale anything up that you're trying to achieve. And then we just teach things to do in each of those, which we could cover very quickly if you wanted.
Oh my God, just give us a little, we have time.
All right, so on the people side, and it's what you and I have been working on our little secret project, is what are the handful of relationships that you must bring into the venture that allow you to scale much quicker. So when I launched the world's largest entrepreneurship organization, I took a piece of paper out. I said, look, I want Steve Jobs, Michael Dell, Inc. Magazine, Venture.
Think big, right?
No, you do. And the bigger the names, the faster you will scale. And it was a technique that Regis McKenna taught Steve Jobs, Intel, Genentech, and me as a student at Wichita State. So that's the people side. On strategy, it really comes down very simply to brand. And brand is owning a word or two in the minds of the market. Google owns search. You want to own Kundi Dance, right?
Yes.
And you want to be the queen of, the king of, the godfather of.
The goddess of
Kundi Dance. And so that's the essence of brand.
Right.
And ours is scaling up. So what is that word or two that you want to own in the minds of enough people that you can scale? On the execution side, it was interesting. I had a chance to host Nate, one of the co-founders of Airbnb, right when this kind of crisis hit. And they had lost like $1 billion overnight. People had canceled their reservations. And the first thing they did is they went into this thing we're well known for called a daily huddle, which is if you want to move faster, you want to pulse faster. And so this communication rhythm that we teach allows people to deal with the number one issue in scaling anything, which is communication. And then when it comes to cash, it's interesting. We're a big fan of the customer being the one that really funds you. So in the US we have Costco, and who would have thought crazily that an entrepreneur could get people to pay a membership fee for the privilege of coming into the store? Yet
that's so clever.
I know, the last time I checked their profitability at $4 billion, $3 billion of that was the membership fee. So they can give the product away, and those membership fees have fueled the cash they need in order to scale. So just some quick ideas, more on the website and in the book, but
scaling up.
You got it.
This is amazing. But then how did they, membership, it seems like at one point it was everybody was doing membership, and then it kind of died out. Why?
Yeah.
Do you know about that?
Well, there's a lot of ways to get the customer to fund the business. Right now what's hot is these crowdfunding sites. There's this family in Australia, the Andersons, who had a very simple device to solve a problem, and that is get your own local honey. So they put it up on Indiegogo, and it's crazy. In 15 minutes, they pre-sold $250,000. They hit their first million in 3 hours, which qualifies for membership in EO.
The membership.
Well, what they did, let me finish out the story. It kind of brings everything full circle. They then hit their second million 11 hours later, and 30 days later, they had pre-sold over $12 million worth of a $600 device called the Flow. So I went back to get the backstory, and it was the son who did exactly as we had suggested. He'd been in my workshop. Take out a piece of paper, and he wrote down the 25 influencers, YouTubers, bloggers, writers, who he calculated was reaching about 3 million rabid enthusiasts that want to eat local, including their own local honey. And so he just nurtured those relationships. Hey, we're going to launch next month, next week, next hour.
For how long before?
He worked about 3 months out.
3 months.
He began to nurture these relationships, and the rest is history. They did the heavy lifting of bringing that first million or two in, and then he let the national media and then CNN and the other international media picked it up. 12 million pre-sold.
Oh my God,
So,
this is it.
yeah,
The
so there's a lot of
secret is in
ways.
scaling up. So read that book if you want your successful business.
Good.
Well, thank you for watching Moments with Maya, and thank you, Verne.
You're welcome.